one. Ever get that feeling like you're just not good enough?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're going to dive deep today
Okay.
into this article
All right.
from Nutrunity UK.
Hmm?
They're a naturopathic nutrition clinic over in London.
Okay.
And the article's called
Mm-hmm.
3 Tips to Break Away from Not Feeling Good Enough.
Interesting.
But what's cool, it's
Yeah.
not like just a typical self-help listicle.
Okay.
It's got the author's own story woven in,
Mhm.
which I think makes the advice so much more powerful.
I agree with that.
So
Yeah.
the author, Olivier Sanchez,
Mhm.
he's a successful practitioner.
Right.
He's graduated, opened his own clinic,
All that good stuff.
but he's super open about struggling with feeling inadequate.
That's pretty brave.
Right. You'd think all that success would make you feel like on top of the world.
Yeah, you'd think so, but
The article says he was also a private chef
wow.
and an author,
Oh, wow.
juggling so many demanding roles,
Mhm.
pushing himself to the limit.
Really pushing it.
It makes you think, how many people out there seem to have it all together
Yeah.
while silently battling these doubts?
Right, like the pressure to appear strong,
Uh-huh.
even when you're struggling inside.
It's got to be more common than we realize.
It is incredibly common.
Yeah.
And Olivier's story shows how our past experiences can shape those feelings.
Oh, interesting.
He talks about having a rough childhood,
Oh.
and he coped by throwing himself into work,
Oh, wow.
sometimes like 20 hours a day.
20 hours. That's intense.
Yeah.
I can see how work could be an escape,
Mm-hmm.
like a way to avoid those thoughts and feelings.
It's a way to block it out.
But is that healthy?
That's a good question.
Or just a temporary fix?
Yeah, I mean, working that much.
Yeah.
It's a classic example of outrunning your struggles.
Uh-huh.
It's like building a wall between yourself and your emotions.
Mm-hmm.
You're seeking control and validation
Yeah.
externally
Okay.
because you're feeling insecure inside. But, as Olivier found out, true healing
Mm-hmm.
comes from facing those emotions.
So how did he make that shift?
Right.
What was his turning point?
He realized he had to let go of the past
Okay.
to move forward.
Let go of the past.
That was the big moment.
Okay.
And it's crucial
Yeah.
because it highlights self-care
Mm-hmm.
and self-compassion.
Mm-hmm.
We focus so much on helping others.
Right.
We forget our own needs.
Yeah, you can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. Like put your oxygen mask on
Right.
first
Yeah.
before helping others.
Exactly.
So Olivier had this realization,
Mm-hmm.
had to prioritize himself.
What did he do?
Well,
Yeah.
the article has 3 specific tips.
Okay.
The first one
Mm-hmm.
focuses on affirmations.
Okay.
Those are positive statements.
Oh, I've heard of those.
You repeat them to yourself
Mm-hmm.
to help shift your mindset.
Things like, I am enough,
Exactly.
or I deserve to be happy.
Hmm.
Do those really work?
They can be surprisingly powerful. Think of it like rewiring your brain.
Okay.
You constantly feed it negative thoughts.
Uh-huh.
It's going to believe them.
It makes sense.
But if you start with positive affirmations,
Yeah.
even if they feel weird at first,
Mm-hmm.
they start to replace those negative patterns.
So it's not just saying the words.
Right.
It's about really believing them.
Exactly.
Letting them sink in.
Hmm.
Like replacing a bad habit
Yeah,
with a good one.
totally.
Okay. Makes sense.
So what's the second tip?
Yeah. What's the second tip Olivier suggests?
Second one is become your own inspiration.
Okay.
It's about finding motivation and strength from within.
From within.
Olivier talks about struggling with insomnia since
was
childhood.
such insomnia.
Since childhood.
Yeah.
Sounds so difficult.
It was.
Yeah.
But he used it as fuel
Go.
to push himself further.
Push himself further.
He channeled that restless energy
Mm.
into his work and passions.
Wow.
This led him to create Energize, a
Energize.
program.
Designed to help people overcome challenges.
So he turned his struggles into a way to help others.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It shows how our weaknesses
Yeah.
can actually be strengths.
Such an important reminder.
It is.
Sometimes we need to be our own cheerleaders.
We do.
All right, so we've got affirmations,
Mm-hmm.
finding inspiration within.
Yes.
What's the third tip?
The third tip is find the cause.
Okay.
It acknowledges that sometimes
Mm-hmm.
feelings of inadequacy
Okay.
or struggles with self-worth
Yeah.
are linked to deeper issues.
Deeper issues. Okay.
Yeah,
So it's not just about putting a Band-Aid on the symptoms.
exactly.
It's about going to the root of the problem.
to the root.
But how do you even uncover that?
That's a great question.
Especially with something like self-worth.
It is complex,
Yeah.
but that's where the article gets really interesting.
Right.
Olivier talks about adverse childhood events.
Adverse childhood events.
Yeah.
What are those?
They're potentially traumatic events.
Okay.
that happen in childhood,
Uh-huh.
like abuse, neglect, or witnessing violence.
Oh, wow.
These experiences,
Mm-hmm.
they can have a huge impact on our development
Yeah.
and
Okay.
contribute to feelings of inadequacy
I see.
and low self-esteem later in life.
So it's not just about getting over a difficult childhood.
Right.
It's about understanding how those experiences might still be affecting you.
Exactly.
Wow.
And approaching those experiences with compassion
Mm-hmm.
and seeking support if needed.
Okay.
The article mentions therapy
Okay.
as a resource for processing past trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and it also highlights addressing any underlying health issues
Okay.
that could be contributing to those negative feelings.
So it's acknowledging that everything is connected.
It
If
is.
our physical health
Yeah.
impacts our mental health
Absolutely.
and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
So therapy, diet changes for digestive issues,
Yeah,
prioritizing sleep if you're exhausted.
exactly.
These are all ways to get at the root cause.
They are.
I think that's such a key point.
It is.
There's no shame in asking for help.
Right.
In fact, it's a sign of strength
It is.
to acknowledge when you need support.
Absolutely.
So far, we've heard Olivier's story,
Uh-huh.
and he's given us 3 really interesting tips.
Yeah.
Affirmations, becoming your own inspiration,
Right.
and finding the cause.
Important stuff.
But we're just getting started.
We are. I think it's really interesting how Olivier just kind of blends in his story with the advice. Like, it makes it feel more relatable.
Yeah, for sure.
Like he's saying, hey, I've been there.
Right.
These things helped me.
Yeah, it feels way more authentic than just like some generic self-help article.
Total.
It highlights the pressure to present this perfect image to the world,
Oh, yeah.
especially with social media.
Social media, it's like everyone's on vacation all the time.
Yeah.
Or like constantly achieving these amazing things.
And you're just like, what am I even doing?
It's easy to get caught up in that comparison.
Yeah.
And then you feel inadequate.
For sure.
But
yeah.
acknowledging our struggles,
Uh-huh.
that's the first step to healing.
Like, it's okay to not be okay.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
And it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
The article really stresses that
Oh, wait.
seeking support is a sign of strength.
Not weakness. Definitely not.
Okay, so
Yeah.
speaking of asking for help,
Mm-hmm.
I want to hear more about become your own inspiration.
Okay.
It's a cool concept,
Yeah.
but kind of abstract.
Yeah.
You know?
Little.
How do you actually
Right.
become your own inspiration?
It is a bit abstract,
Yeah.
but it's about shifting our focus
Okay.
from external validation
Mm.
to internal recognition.
Internal.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're so caught up comparing ourselves.
To others.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We forget our own achievements,
Yeah.
our own resilience.
Okay, so
Yeah.
instead of looking to others for approval
Right.
or comparing
We should be looking inward,
inward.
recognizing our own strengths and accomplishments.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
And remember,
Yeah.
everyone has their own unique journey.
That's true.
We all have struggles,
Yeah,
triumphs.
for sure.
Comparison really is the thief of joy.
It really is.
So,
Okay, that's become your own inspiration. What about find the cause?
okay.
Seems important,
Yeah.
but maybe overwhelming.
It can feel that way.
Like, where do you even start?
It can feel daunting,
Yeah.
but approach it with curiosity
Okay.
and self-compassion.
Self-compassion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of it like a gentle investigation.
Mm-hmm.
What are the root causes
Okay.
of those negative feelings
Mm-hmm.
or patterns in your life?
Yeah.
Are they from past experiences,
Okay.
current lifestyle habits?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe both.
So we're digging a little deeper,
Yes.
trying to get to the heart of it.
The heart of the matter?
But sometimes those root causes,
Yeah.
they can be buried pretty deep.
Yeah.
They can.
Especially if they're from childhood.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where self-awareness comes in.
Okay.
And critical thinking,
Mm-hmm.
question those assumptions,
Okay.
beliefs that might be holding you back.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, thoughts aren't always facts.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So recognize those negative thought patterns.
Like, I'm not good enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then ask yourself,
Mhm.
is that really true?
Okay.
Where did this belief come from?
Right.
Does it still serve me?
Oh, I like that.
So challenge those limiting beliefs.
Okay.
Reframe them
Okay.
into something more positive,
Yeah.
empowering, for
Mm.
example.
Yeah.
Instead of dwelling on past mistakes,
Right.
can you view them as learning experiences?
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
So find the cause.
Yeah.
It's about getting curious,
Mm.
looking inward,
Yeah.
Being willing to challenge those old stories we tell ourselves.
Those old stories.
Yeah.
Okay.
And remember...
Finding the cause isn't about blaming yourself
Okay.
or others. It's about understanding
Okay.
the factors that shaped your beliefs
Right.
and behaviors.
Right.
So you can make conscious choices
Conscious
that
choices.
support your well-being.
I love that.
Yeah.
So it's not about dwelling in the past,
Right.
but learning from it.
Exactly.
Use that knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about Olivier's journey
Mm.
and his 3 tips.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
what did you find most insightful?
What I found most insightful is
Yeah.
how Olivier emphasizes taking action,
Okay.
not just reading advice. He created a program, Energize,
Right. Energize.
which has exercises and practices
Oh, wow.
to help people build self-belief,
Oh.
overcome limiting patterns.
So he's giving them the tools
Exactly.
to make those changes.
There's a hands-on approach.
It's like that saying,
Yeah.
knowledge is power, but only if you use it.
It's about putting those insights into practice.
Mm.
And that's what makes this article different.
I agree.
It combines that vulnerability with actionable advice.
Yeah.
It empowers people to take ownership
Exactly.
of their well-being.
Yeah, I think it speaks to a larger point
Oh.
about self-help in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a magic bullet.
No.
It's about taking consistent action
Right.
and being patient with yourself.
Yeah, it's a journey,
It is.
not a destination.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered Olivier's 3 tips,
Mm-hmm.
affirmations,
Yeah.
becoming your own inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
and finding the cause.
Yep.
We talked about how important it is to actually use that knowledge
Mhm.
and be patient with ourselves.
Yeah.
But before we get to our final takeaway,
Okay.
I want to ask you, the listener,
All right.
what's one small step you could take today to start feeling more good enough?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Maybe practice some affirmations,
Yeah.
schedule a therapy appointment,
Yeah.
or even just acknowledge one thing you're proud of yourself for.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's about taking that first step,
Yeah.
however small.
Small steps.
Yeah,
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
we have.
But before we wrap up,
Okay.
this whole conversation about feeling good enough,
Yeah.
it makes me think about all the pressure we put on ourselves
Yeah.
to achieve. It's like we're always striving
Right.
for this finish line
Yeah.
that keeps moving further away.
It does.
It's like that saying, the only person you're competing with is yourself.
That's a good one.
But even then,
Yeah.
we might feel like we don't measure up to
Yeah.
our own expectations.
Right. It's a never-ending cycle
Yeah.
of striving.
And never arriving.
Sure.
It's exhausting.
It is.
Always chasing
Yeah.
some ideal of perfection.
It's elusive.
It is. So
Yeah.
what if, instead of focusing on what we haven't accomplished,
Mm-hmm.
we celebrated the progress we've made?
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if we shifted our focus
Okay.
from striving
Yeah.
to just appreciating where we are, acknowledging how far we've come?
How far we've come.
Yeah.
Right.
What if we celebrated the journey,
Yeah.
bumps and all,
Yeah.
instead of obsessing over the destination?
I like that. It's
Yeah.
about being present.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so what if we also acknowledged
Uh-huh.
that good enough,
Yeah.
it's not a fixed point. It's always evolving.
Constantly evolving.
What feels good enough today
Mm-hmm.
might not tomorrow. And that's okay.
It is.
It's like giving ourselves permission
Yeah.
to be imperfect,
like mistakes.
learn and grow
What's that?
from those experiences, our
Mhm.
worthiness,
Mhm.
that it's not dependent on achievements or
Right.
external validation.
It's inherent.
Yeah.
It's within us.
Just by being human.
Exactly.
Powerful.
It is.
Okay, so as we wrap up this deep dive
Mhm.
on feeling good enough,
Yeah.
one final thought.
Okay.
What if, instead of chasing this perfect ideal,
Mm-hmm.
we embraced our imperfections?
What if we allowed ourselves to
Yeah.
be perfectly imperfect?
Perfectly imperfect.
Yeah.
And remember,
Yes.
if you're struggling with these feelings,
Yeah.
you're not alone.
We're not.
There are resources.
Mm-hmm.
Seeking help is a sign of strength,
It is.
not weakness.
Never.
Be kind to yourself.
Yes.
Embrace your imperfections.
You are worthy,
You are worthy.
just as you are.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.